ahead, press start. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Walking through Los Angeles, the city of stars, the lights from billboards and theaters shining brightly as if to catch every gaze. The wide boulevard echoes the American dream that once nurtured generations. Yet just a few streets away, a harsh paradox reveals itself: rows of patched tents, makeshift shelters crammed along the sidewalks, where weary figures huddle in the cold night. According to the latest figures, more than 72,000 lives are experiencing homelessness in Los Angeles County. Although this number decreased by 4% compared to last year, can there truly be joy when tens of thousands still struggle without a roof? Does the American dream still exist here, or has it become a fading illusion beneath the dazzling lights? Just blocks away from luxurious mansions lie gaunt figures leaning against walls, hollow eyes following expensive cars speeding past. How can one of the wealthiest cities in America allow this paradox to persist? And how much longer will the silent cries from the sidewalks go unheard? On a windless street corner, the gaunt face of a hunched figure released words choked with sorrow.
Basically drugs run most of Los Angeles itself, but especially Skid Row. Skid Row hurt me in ways I can't ever explain. It made me do things, it made me see things that I wish I never would have seen. It's amazing what people can do to other people.
A story spilled out of long days drowned in addiction, of the desperate desire to escape the spiral of drugs, to step into a rehabilitation program and start anew. In that trembling voice lay exhaustion etched deep, yet also a faint spark, the yearning to be sober, to live as a human being once more. That is just one of countless lives. Yet listening to a single story is enough to reveal that behind the cold statistics are souls restlessly searching for a way out. How many dreams lie buried on these corners? How many muted cries remain unheard? Beneath the gleaming towers, downtown Skid Row stretches out like a wound that never heals. Barely 50 blocks yet, home to 4,000 to 6,000 unhoused lives, the densest concentration in the entire city. Walking the sidewalks, makeshift tents crowd every passage. Gaunt faces flicker under dim streetlights. The 2025 count shows 70% of Skid Row residents sleep outdoors, 22% struggle with severe mental illness, and 21% are trapped in substance addiction. Amid this scene, a man in a worn jacket whispered he had witnessed horrors so dreadful he wished never to recall them. That trembling confession carved into the truth of a forgotten community where poverty and injustice collide raw and brutal. With median rents soaring past $2,800 per month, a single job loss or sudden illness is enough to push someone to the streets. How many more families stand on the edge? Even so, faint sparks remain. The Inside Safe program cleared more than 100 encampments offering shelter meals and health care. Charities hand out thousands of meals daily, provide blanket support recovery, and offer job training. Thanks to this, the county's homeless population dropped nearly 10%. Yet the shortage of nearly 485,000 affordable homes looms like an abyss separating hope from reality. Temporary housing feels like a brief station. Once funding runs out, many return to the same sidewalks. And so Skid Row remains a relentless cycle, saved then forgotten again. Heading west, Venice Beach unfolds. Golden sands, lively boardwalks, and a free-spirited artistic soul painted across graffiti walls. Yet just steps away from buzzing cafes or colorful surf shops, rows of makeshift tents and rusted RVs huddle together, exposing a harsh, opposing reality. The 2025 report shows homelessness here decreased by 15%. Still patched tents and wandering figures on sidewalks linger, reminders the tragedy has not ended. Among them stands a prominent group young people aged 18 to 24, many raised in foster care or who left home. They drift without steady support, and Venice becomes a fragile anchorage. RVs, once symbols of freedom and adventure, now serve as the last shelter for families pushed out of the housing market. Yet new laws allowing swift RV removals spark controversy. Is it just to take away the only roof without offering an alternative? The city expanded support programs joined by community organizations offering job training and mental health care. Local businesses and volunteers contribute tirelessly. Still, challenges pile up. Residents worry about safety and sanitation. Wildfires disrupt aid. Venice thus stands at a crossroads, how to preserve its cultural soul while extending a hand to lives at the margins. In the heart of the entertainment industry, Hollywood still blazes with lights and towering billboards. Yet beneath this glamour, thousands must find sleep on cold sidewalks. Data shows up to 40% of the homeless here sleep entirely outdoors. No tents, no shelter at all. Inequality cuts sharp. Black residents make up only 8% of the county's population, yet account for 33% of its homeless, a disparity like a wound carved across Hollywood's bustling streets. Here, 22% battle severe mental illness, while the county has fewer than 2,000 treatment beds. Many wary and distrustful refuse help, fearing even meager freedom will be lost. How many dreams lie abandoned beneath the neon glow? How many lives swallowed by a city once hailed as the place where dreams come true? Still, efforts persist. Cleanup programs, street medicine, and new affordable housing projects spark hope. Over 2 years, the city's overall homeless population has dropped 17.5%. Yet Hollywood remains the glaring paradox, dazzling lights colliding violently with the darkness of shattered dreams. Across the city, a network of programs has been woven to confront the crisis. Inside Safe cleared more than 100 encampments, bringing thousands into motels, reducing the unsheltered by 9.5% and tense vehicles by 13.5%. Yet without permanent housing, many return to the sidewalks. Pathway Home shines, providing stable homes for nearly 28,000 people in 2024. But the shortage of 485,000 affordable units remains a gaping chasm. Measure HH, a $1.2 billion bond, promised new supply, but delays and rising costs leave projects unfinished. On the streets, gaunt faces tell their own story. 22% struggling with mental illness, 21% with substance addiction. USC Street Medicine reaches them where they are, but with under 2,000 psychiatric beds county-wide, long-term treatment remains out of reach. Rehabilitation has cut prevalence by 16%. Yet how long until it scales to reach all who need it? Nonprofits like Midnight Mission and St. Joseph Center offer food blankets and encouragement, but precarious funding weakens their impact. With the launch of the new homeless department in July 2025, led by a determined woman, hopes of greater unity and accountability rose, though tangible results remain pending. External blows only deepen the wound. Wildfires in early 2025 at Altadena and Pacific Palisades forced many from temporary shelters, disrupting aid. State policies accelerating tent and RV removals fuel concerns. Is it fair to strip away the last roof, pushing hunched figures in the gray light even further aside? Nationally, the picture is bleaker still. In 2024, homelessness rose 18% nationwide due to housing shortages. Looming federal funding cuts threaten to erase the fragile gains local efforts have made. In early 2005, Wildfires consumed more than 28,000 structures, displacing 270,000 people, inflicting damages of $375 billion. For poor families, losing their only foothold meant falling instantly into homelessness. Before recovery could come, flood threats loomed. Rents skyrocketed. A one-bedroom that once cost $5,900 surged to nearly $30,000. Amid smoke and chaos, landlords exploited the crisis, forcing the poor to abandon the city. How many more homes will vanish to greed and injustice? A woman in a faded cloth shirt recounted in a single night her home and job vanished in the flames. With no house, no address, searching for work became impossible. Her trembling words cut like a blade. When the foundation burns away, the path back to stability is nearly hopeless. The belief that hard work and persistence guarantee success now feels like a distant illusion. More and more people, once educated and steadily employed, are cast into homelessness. Clear proof of systemic failures corroding society's core. This is not individual misfortune, but the collapse of structures once meant to shield and uplift. The hardship grows heavier as living costs soar, housing grows scarce, and health and social safety nets fray. This spiral pushes many through a fragile net, and once fallen, the climb back becomes nearly impossible. The American dream, the promise that effort alone leads to success, trembles at its roots. And the haunting question remains, does that dream still have a place in this harsh reality? Yet even in the thickest darkness, glimmers of humanity shine through. On a street corner, a gaunt man quietly shared his meager meal with a stranger. Nearby, a hunched figure refused an outstretched hand, not out of pride, but for fear of losing the last shred of independence left. These fleeting moments remind us humanity has not vanished. It merely hides in the harsh shadows. Volunteers hand out meals and blankets, bring healthcare to the sidewalks. Community groups open job training, create temporary shelters, and spark faith in those lost. Can such small hands ever turn the relentless cycle of poverty and homelessness? Even so, though resources are scarce, the community still clings to dignity, keeping those at the margins from being fully consumed by the dark. Los Angeles, once praised as a land of opportunity, now stands at a crossroads. A 4% drop in homelessness is encouraging, but beyond that, over 72,000 lives still wander under the night sky. Skid Row exposes systemic collapse. Venice reflects the paradox of freedom and hardship. Hollywood shows the violent clash of dazzling light against broken dreams. And natural disasters coupled with injustice only add heavier burdens. This city has the resources and creativity to lead the nation in ending homelessness. The question is no longer, can it be done, but is there enough resolve and courage to do it? The image of hunched figures in gray light lingers an indelible scar, and the final reminder echoes dignity must never be a luxury. The time has come to act so that everyone may have a place to call home.